There's a new keto trend. Everyone says that keto diet is not safe long-term and that you should cycle in and out of ketosis and go back to eating carbs. One of the main reasons several keto experts now say this is because keto diet might mess up with your hormone levels. In this video, I will compare the low-carb, high-fat keto diet versus the high-carb, high-starch, low-fat, regular diet and explain how each diet affects our hormones in the long term so that we could see which diet is safer and healthier in the long term. By the way, if you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Greta and I'm an online nutritionist and a holistic health coach. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for health-related videos. I make videos about the keto diet, diabetes, different foods, recipes, food supplements, and more. In today's video, I'll compare keto versus high-carb diet and their effects on our hormones. I will briefly look into hormones including insulin, the fat storage and blood sugar regulating hormone, leptin and ghrelin, responsible for appetite and satiety, cortisol, the stress hormone, thyroid hormones, responsible for regulating metabolism, the growth hormone, our anti-aging hormone, responsible for maintaining muscle mass and bone density, estrogen and testosterone, our sex hormones, glucagon, responsible for blood sugar control, and IGF-1, a hormone that promotes growth and increases cancer risk. I will answer once and for all, which diet is better when it comes to balancing your hormones and setting you up for good long-term health and longevity. Both the ketogenic diet and the high-carbohydrate, high-starch diet can have effects on our hormones in the long term. Here's a comparison of the potential effects of each diet on hormones. Let's start with insulin. The ketogenic diet can lead to lower insulin levels, while a high-carbohydrate, high-starch diet can lead to higher insulin levels. Excess insulin levels are seen in people who are overweight, people who have type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, PCOS, hypertension, and more. Lower insulin levels are beneficial for everyone, but especially for people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance, which is now around 9 out of 10 people, while higher insulin levels may contribute to insulin resistance, obesity, and impaired glucose metabolism. When you lower your carbs, your glucose is lower. You don't have those huge glucose spikes and fluctuations. You don't need as much insulin to bring glucose down. Without excess insulin, you become less insulin resistant and your body can function so much better. Excess insulin and insulin resistance are at the core of all modern human diseases. So here clearly, the keto diet wins. It lowers insulin instead of increasing it. Next hormone is leptin. Leptin is primarily considered to be a satiety hormone, meaning that it helps regulate feeling of fullness and satisfaction after eating. It is produced by adipose tissue and plays an important role in regulating energy balance and body weight. Leptin works by signaling to the brain when the body has enough energy stores and should stop eating. Some studies suggest that the ketogenic diet can lead to lower leptin levels. However, other studies have suggested that the keto diet may not have significant impact on leptin levels. While a high-carbohydrate, high-starch diet can lead to higher leptin levels, lower leptin levels may contribute to increased appetite and weight gain, while higher leptin levels may contribute to leptin resistance and decreased appetite control. High refined carbohydrate foods like donuts, white rice, or bread can make you eat more than you actually need. Studies show that when you eat these high-carb foods, even if they are lower in calories than high-fat foods, you still end up consuming more calories because carb calories are simply less satiating. Next, let's look into ghrelin, the appetite hormone. The ketogenic diet can lead to lower ghrelin levels, while a high-carbohydrate, high-starch diet can lead to higher ghrelin levels. Lower ghrelin levels, as seen with the keto diet, may contribute to decreased appetite and weight loss, while higher ghrelin levels, as seen with the high-carb diet, may contribute to increased appetite and weight gain. Next hormone is cortisol, the stress hormone. Several experts advise you to not follow the ketogenic diet long-term because it puts you in a starvation mode, which causes stress. The ketogenic diet can potentially lead to increased cortisol levels, while a high-carbohydrate, high-starch diet can also potentially lead to increased cortisol levels. So they tell you to stop keto and eat carbs, while both diets can increase your cortisol. Increased cortisol levels have a negative effect on health in the long term, such as increased inflammation and decreased immune function. However, I'm sure that if you practice balanced, relaxed lifestyle, go for walks after meals, and eat high nutrient density foods, your body will not be in a constant stress state. Let's look at thyroid hormones. The ketogenic diet can potentially lead to lower levels of thyroid hormones, while a high carbohydrate, high starch diet can potentially lead to decreased levels of thyroid hormones as well. Lower levels of thyroid hormones can result in slower metabolism and decreased energy levels over time. But what happens with the low-carb keto diet? Your body simply becomes more efficient in thyroid hormone conversion from the inactive form to the active form. And overall, your thyroid hormone levels are totally fine. Plus, you don't experience any negative side effects. And it's important to make sure you consume enough calories in general, as eating too little can negatively impact your hormone levels. Now, what about growth hormone, our anti-aging hormone? The ketogenic diet may increase growth hormone levels, while a high carbohydrate, high starch diet may decrease your growth hormone levels. Growth hormone is important for maintaining muscle mass and bone density, as well as regulating metabolism and energy balance. This indicates us that the ketogenic way of eating is much more anti-aging. Estrogen. Having high estrogen levels for prolonged periods of time can increase the risk of breast, ovarian, and endometrial cancers, as well as other health conditions. On the other hand, having low estrogen levels can increase the risk of osteoporosis, heart disease, and certain mental health conditions. The ketogenic diet may increase or decrease your estrogen levels. Studies show mixed results. It depends on the quality of the foods you eat. Same as the high carbohydrate diet can increase or decrease estrogen levels. A high carb diet can increase estrogen levels in some individuals, particularly if the carbs come from sources that are high in phytoestrogens, such as soy products. Again, this will depend on what you eat and the quality of your foods. If you follow a high-fat diet with organic grass-fed meat and dairy, together with plenty of non-starchy veggies, you should not experience any negative changes in your hormones. Cruciferous veggies help to balance out your estrogen levels. Testosterone. Fat is needed for making hormones. The ketogenic diet may increase testosterone levels, while a high carbohydrate, high starch diet may decrease testosterone levels. Testosterone is important for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and overall health in both men and women. Next hormone is glucagon. It's a fat-burning hormone. The ketogenic diet may increase glucagon levels, while a high carbohydrate, high starch diet may decrease glucagon levels. Glucagon is a hormone that helps regulate blood sugar levels by stimulating the liver to convert stored glycogen into glucose. Increased glucagon levels can be beneficial for people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance, as it can help maintain stable blood sugar levels and promote fat burning. And lastly, IGF-1. The ketogenic diet may decrease IGF-1 levels, while a high carbohydrate, high starch diet may increase IGF-1 levels. IGF-1 is a hormone that plays a crucial role in growth and development, and it also helps to regulate metabolism and cell growth. Lower levels of IGF-1 may be associated with decreased risk of certain cancers and increased lifespan, while higher levels of IGF-1 may be associated with increased risk of certain cancers and shorter lifespan. This indicates that the low-carb keto diet increases lifespan. So overall, which diet is better for hormones? It is clearly the keto diet, showing improved weight loss, reduced insulin resistance, lowered risk of various diseases, and increased lifespan. Do you really need to take a break from keto? I don't think so. If you found this video useful, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.